In the glamorous yet fragile world of celebrity love stories, where the brightest smiles often hide the deepest battles, one couple has always stood as a beacon of hope. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun. Their journey, filled with romance, whispers of marriage, and dreams of a family, has captured hearts across the globe. But recently, fans have been left shaken. Because behind the red carpet smiles and picture-perfect appearances, a tearful confession from Kim Go-eun has raised one haunting question. Could love this strong be cracking under the weight of reality? Crescent moon sparkles. It began with what seemed like an ordinary interview. Kim Go-eun, radiant yet subdued, sat down with a well-known magazine. The topic was supposed to be her latest project. But as the conversation shifted toward her personal life, her demeanor changed. For a moment, she hesitated. And then, her voice wavered as she admitted, life as a partner, as a mother, and as a public figure was not always the fairy tale fans imagined. Tears filled her eyes as she confessed the pressure she faces, balancing her career, her role as a mother, and her place beside one of the most beloved men in Asia. It was raw, it was vulnerable, and it was real. Rose. The internet exploded within hours. Clips of her emotional confession spread across platforms like wildfire. Some fans rushed to defend her, praising her honesty and courage. Others, however, immediately jumped to darker conclusions. Are Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun heading for divorce? Is this the beginning of the end? Rumors swirled. Hashtags trended. And suddenly, a single emotional moment became a storm of speculation. Loudly crying face. But let's pause for a moment. What exactly did Kim Go-eun say? Did she mention divorce at all? Or are we, as fans and observers, piecing together fragments of pain to fit into a narrative that may not even exist? Cherry blossom. She spoke of exhaustion, of nights where the weight of expectations felt too heavy, of the silent struggles of parenting, the sleepless nights, the endless responsibilities, the way fame makes even the smallest disagreements magnified. She admitted that there were moments she felt overwhelmed. Moments she wondered if love was enough to hold everything together. And in that vulnerable silence, the world heard not just her words, but her heart breaking. Crescent moon. Lee Min-ho himself has not remained entirely silent. In a recent appearance, when asked about the rumors, he smiled softly, but his eyes betrayed a hint of weariness. All relationships have their challenges, he said. What matters is not the rumors, but the truth we hold between us. It was a simple answer, but one that fans dissected endlessly. Was he admitting to cracks in their marriage? Or was he reminding us that love, real love, isn't about perfection, but persistence? Broken heart. Behind the headlines, it's important to remember this. Kim Go-eun's tears were not just about Lee Min-ho. They were about the pressure every public figure feels. To smile when they're hurting. To act strong when they're exhausted. To live out a love story under the gaze of millions. And sometimes, even the strongest hearts need a release. Rose. Still, the rumors refuse to die down. Some tabloids claim insiders have spoken of arguments, of distance caused by work, of stress weighing heavily on their bond. Others insist the opposite, that her tears were not about the end, but about the very real effort it takes to keep a love alive, in the middle of chaos. And maybe that's the truth fans don't want to face. That even the most beautiful love stories require struggle, sacrifice, and moments of doubt. Cherry blossom. Think about it. How many couples, away from fame and cameras, face the same challenges? The difference here is that Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun cannot have those struggles in private. Every glance, every word, every tear becomes a headline. And perhaps that is what Kim Go-eun was confessing. Not that her love for Lee Min-ho was ending, but that it is tested every single day by a world that refuses to let them simply be human. Crescent moon. Yet, amid the storm, fans cling to the hope that love will prevail, because they've seen the way Lee Min-ho looks at her, a look that cannot be faked. They've seen the way Kim Go-eun softens around him, how laughter always seems to return when they are together. These are not the signs of a love collapsing. These are the signs of a love enduring. Loudly crying face sparkles. And so, as divorce rumors rage, perhaps we need to look deeper. Because tears do not always mean the end. Sometimes they are proof of how much something matters. You don't cry over something meaningless. You cry because it is your heart. Rose. Kim Go-eun's tearful confession may have sparked rumors, but it also sparked something else. A conversation about the reality of love in the spotlight. That love isn't always easy. That sometimes it means standing in front of the world, exposed and vulnerable, and still choosing each other despite it all. And maybe that is the greatest love story of all. Cherry Blossom Broken Heart. As of now, neither Lee Min-ho nor Kim Go-eun have confirmed or denied the rumors. And perhaps they never will. Because at the end of the day, their relationship belongs to them. Not to us, not to the media, not to speculation. What we saw was a moment of humanity. A woman strong enough to admit her struggles. And a man quietly standing by her. Choosing not to fuel gossip, but to focus on the truth they hold privately. Rose. So, are Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun divorcing? The answer is something only they know. But what we do know is this. Their story continues to remind us that love, in all its beauty and pain, is not about perfection. It is about endurance. It is about fighting through the storms, and finding each other again and again. And maybe, just maybe, that tearful confession wasn't the beginning of the end, but proof of just how much their love is worth. Loudly crying face crescent moon sparkles. Because in the end, love is not measured by the absence of tears, but by the strength it takes to wipe them away together. And that is what makes Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun's journey so achingly, beautifully real. She explained that her silence wasn't because she wanted to hide from him, or because she regretted their marriage. It was because she was afraid of losing him to a world that was constantly trying to claim a piece of him. Her words carried the weight of raw emotion. She admitted, almost trembling, that sometimes she wondered whether her love was enough. Enough to withstand the spotlight. Enough to withstand the pressures of being Lee Min-ho's wife. Enough to withstand the endless comparisons, criticisms, and whispers that seemed to follow her every step. It was in that quiet, vulnerable moment, when she confessed her deepest insecurities, that the audience truly understood the heart of her struggle. And yet, the world only heard one thing. Kim Go-eun crying, her voice breaking, her words about feeling distant and afraid. The headlines twisted her pain into something scandalous. Kim Go-eun confesses struggles in marriage. Divorce rumors ignite after emotional breakdown. Is Lee Min-ho to blame for Kim Go-eun's tears? The truth was buried under sensationalism. But behind closed doors, Lee Min-ho heard her confession differently. To him, it was not an ending. It was a plea. A plea for understanding.